Today on Straight Talk Africa, democracy is deepened in Ghana as incumbent President John Mahama concedes defeat with grace and dignity. But in the Gambia, the struggle for democracy continues as President Yahya Jammeh initially conceded defeat to his challenger Adama Barrow, but drew international condemnation when he shifted the goalpost Friday and rejected the poll results. That's coming up next right here on Straight Talk Africa. Hello, welcome Straight Talk Africa, live from the Voice of America studios here in Washington. I am Shaka Sali.
Well, hello to you, Shaka, and hello to all our viewers and listeners on the continent and elsewhere. I'm Mariama Diallo, your social media reporter. Today, it's a discussion on African reaction to recent elections in Ghana and the Gambia. And coming up later in our STA inbox, we'll share your thoughts on our topic through your emails, tweets, and Facebook comments. That's ahead on Straight Talk Africa. Hope you'll stay with us. Ghanaian opposition leader Nana Akufo-Addo won the presidential election in a landslide last week on his third attempt. But the struggle for democracy in the Gambia continues as President Yahya Jammeh made an astonishing U-turn despite having conceded defeat earlier. My colleague Paul Ndiho has more.
Gambia's long-time leader, President Yahya Jammeh, is drawing international condemnation after going back on his word to step down after losing the presidential election to Adama Barrow. Mr. Jammeh initially conceded defeat to President-elect Barrow.
I hereby take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Adama Barrow for his victory. I wish you all the best. The country will be in your hands in January, and you are assured of my guidance on your transition.
But by late Friday, Jammeh had changed his mind, and in a televised statement, he shocked the world and announced that he had decided to reject the ballot on charges of fraud, and that he would challenge the voting results before the country's Supreme Court.
I hereby announce to you Gambians my total rejection of the electoral results and thereby annulling the elections in its entirety, and until we will go back to the polls, because I want to make sure that every Gambian has voted.
A delegation of West African heads of state led by Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf traveled to Gambia to mediate the dispute. In Ghana, President John Mahama and the nation's voters have again demonstrated that their country is a beacon of West African democracy. President Mahama quickly called opposition leader Nana Akufo-Addo to concede defeat in the national election. President-elect Akufo-Addo won an outright majority in the vote, according to the country's electoral commission.
On the basis of the foregoing figures, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the returning officer for the presidential election, it is my duty and my privilege to declare Nana Akufo-Addo as a president-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation greater and stronger.
Nana Akufo-Addo defeated President John Mahama with nearly 54% of the vote. After hearing the news, his supporters, the New Patriotic Party, broke into cheers and dancing as car horns, blood, and fireworks erupted across the capital, Accra. Akufo-Addo, 72, says he's ready for the challenge.
I make this solemn pledge to you tonight. I will not let you down.
In the end, voters gave President John Mahama just 1 4-year term before rejecting his administration. Akufo-Addo and his New Patriotic Party will inherit an economy that for years was rated one of Africa's most dynamic, but has slowed down sharply since 2014. in part because of the falling prices for the country's main exports, including gold, cocoa, and oil. Paul Ndiho, VOA News, Washington.